Today, we're going to unlock a powerful leadership secret that's been hiding in plain sight for over 2,000 years. It's timeless wisdom that can absolutely transform your success, starting now.
So let's start with a question that I'm sure every single leader has asked themselves. Why is it that some talented teams just thrive, while other teams with the exact same advantages just fall apart into friction and chaos?
You know, the answer, surprisingly enough, isn't hiding in the latest business bestseller. It actually comes from a concept that's 2,400 years old: justice.
So here's what we've got on tap. First, we'll see how justice is really just a principle of efficiency. Then, we're going to meet the three competitors that are battling inside every leader. After that, we'll talk about how to escape the echo chamber of conventional thinking, and finally, we'll turn all of this into a super practical action plan.
All right, let's jump right into our first big idea. Justice is ultimate efficiency. But I promise you, it's almost certainly not what you think it is.
So when you hear the word justice, what probably comes to mind is fairness, right? Rules, transactions. The old definition was simple: speaking the truth and paying your debts.
And look, that's fine for a courtroom. But for leadership, for designing a whole organization, it's a dangerously incomplete idea. What if there's a much more powerful operational definition we could use instead?
So here's the pivot. The ancient view is totally different. Justice isn't about punishment or reward. It's about harmony. It's a state where every single part of the system, each person, each team, is performing its specific function with excellence without getting in the way of others. Imagine a system in perfect alignment. That harmony is the ultimate form of efficiency.
Okay, so now let's take that big idea of harmony and turn it inward. Let's apply it to you, the leader. We're going to look at your three inner competitors, which are absolutely key to understanding the psychology of real leadership.
I want you to think of your mind as an internal leadership team with three key players. As you can see here, at the top you have reason. That's your inner CEO, your strategist, driven by logic and truth. Then there's spirit. That's your ambitious manager, the part that craves recognition and honor. And finally, you've got appetite, which is all about your drive for immediate gains and resources. Every single leader is constantly managing these three internal forces.
And this right here is the key. A truly effective or just leader is one where reason is firmly in the driver's seat. Reason uses the ambition of the spirit, and it harnesses the energy of the appetite, but it never lets them dictate the overall strategy. The second short-term desires or unchecked ambition take the wheel, you get chaos. But when logic is in charge, the whole system just works.
Now, this whole idea of putting reason in charge, it leads us perfectly into our next big concept: escaping the echo chamber. This is a classic strategy, and it is crucial for achieving real breakthrough innovation.
Okay, so think of this as a four-step journey to a real breakthrough. Step 1. Most of us, and most organizations, operate in the shadows, just mistaking surface-level data and what everyone else is doing for reality. Step 2 is when a real leader starts to turn around by questioning all those assumptions. Step 3 is the hard part: exiting the cave. This is where you endure the discomfort of a totally new, challenging perspective. But if you can do that, you get to step 4. You finally see reality, grasping the fundamental truths that drive real innovation.
Okay, we've talked about some really big old ideas. So how do we make this real? How do we put this wisdom into action right now? Here's your 3-point plan.
Here it is, your action plan. Number 1, clarify roles. I want you to create that organizational justice by running what I call a meddling audit. Make sure every single team is focused on its core function, and you'll eliminate so much friction. Second, lead with reason. Before your next big decision, ask yourself, is this strategy driven by a clear long-term vision, or is it just feeding a short-term desire? Let logic be your guide. And third, challenge the shadows. This week, pick one unquestionable truth in your industry and really ask, is this actually reality, or is it just a comfortable illusion we've all agreed to believe?
All right, let's wrap this up and bring it all home. Let's do a quick recap of how we can turn these ancient ideas into some very modern results.
Look, if there's one thing you walk away with, it should be this: true, sustainable success is not an accident. It isn't about luck. It is the direct result of intelligent design. It comes from creating that harmony where everyone excels at their role, from leading with a clear-headed rational strategy, and from having the courage to break free from what everyone else is doing to see what's actually real.
I'm going to leave you with this one last thought. The highest thoughts to which we can attain
bear the greatest marks of design. See, as a leader, your job isn't just to manage tasks. It's the intelligent design of a thriving system. The only question left is, what are you going to design?
Designing a successful system takes clarity and a solid strategy, especially when it comes to growth. If you want some help designing a plan to find more clients and really move your business forward, you can book a free strategy call with CT Marketing using the link right below.